middle school, and that triggered something in me. Part nostalgia, part fear, part panic that I would wake up the next day and she'd be fully grown and gone. I knew I needed to be paying better attention to today. And then Derek came home from work and reported a conversation he'd had with a man a few years ahead of us in parenting. Those kinds of conversations are either hopeful or horrifying. This is what that man said. From 0 to 11, the years are long. From 11 on, they fly. Derek and I looked at each other and knew we were headed toward freefall. Something drastic was in order, a recalibrating of my days, of my time, so I could appreciate this one life that I've been given. Oh yeah, and I turned 40 this year too, which means I'm due for a midlife crisis of sorts. And when I looked around at my friends as we sped by each other in the school pickup line, I felt I was not alone in this plate-spinning life. My friends Rob and Erica just took a year off and moved their family of 5 to Argentina for 12 months. I watched on Facebook as they tried new foods, made new friends, and took adventures that felt daring and reminiscent of my globe-trotting childhood. And yet I knew that wasn't the type of drastic move that would be a reality, or really even a desire for our family. There must be a way to create a fresh start right here, I thought. To love the life I actually have and not one I fantasize about because it's an escape from my reality. Could I make small tweaks to be more present? But how does one fully savor the right here when there seem to be barriers in the way? The if-onlys and the whens. If only I had more money or more time, I could. When I have this in place, then I couldn't wait for the perfect life to arrive to enjoy it. I could wish my current circumstances away for days on end, but the major things were unlikely to change. I needed to work with what I had right in front of me. I needed to learn to love my actual life. I needed a reordering, a restart, a recalibration of my days. The experiment. Once I decided a change was in order, I looked for the prescriptive formula for loving my actual life, online, in books, talking with friends. But not for long, because I knew if there was a universal, magic way to make all this happen, everyone would be talking about it. The only glaring finding was that different approaches work for different people. There had to be that mix that was just mine, that would look different from my friends or my sister-in-laws. I needed to do an experiment that would help me figure out how to better manage my actual life. An experiment, because trial and error were sure to be involved. My days would be the laboratory. What I did needed to be different from the way I'd been doing things up to this point, and it needed to be tailored to my circumstances. My aim was the right here, the right now. I was not working towards some long-term goal. I wanted to relish the immediate, today. But what could I change? Leaving my family wasn't an option. They were here to stay, and so was I. My marriage needed more attention, not less, if we were going to be anything more than carpool partners. I'd sorely neglected some friendships because I was just too busy to spend time with people. It all sounds rather pathetic, doesn't it? All that meant the big item on my daily schedule that could be reworked was work. So I did what any sane woman would do. I quit my part-time job. Okay, that sounds more drastic than it actually was, but I did significantly shift things around at work, including pulling back on my time commitment and moving my employment status to contractor, so I could have more control over my schedule and workload. I wanted to be able to drop off my girls at school and pick them up from school, but I also wanted to feed them dinner and offer them clean underwear on a regular basis. Not to mention I found it a bit ironic that I worked for one of our country's largest mothering organizations, and I was exploding at my children at every turn because I was unraveling from stress. And when I mapped out